texting. The show is, it evolves as the show goes on. We get information live. People listen. They give us feedback. And I'm responding. There's a column in the Wall Street Journal that's actually fascinating. It's my favorite paper, as you know. I trust them. They're conservative, they say, but I find their reporting to be the best in the world. And I mean in the world. I don't read the New York Times anymore because of the slant, the bias. And I don't want to get into the TV end of it, CNN, Fox, all that stuff, but I use the Wall Street Journal every day. There's a piece in there from yesterday that I posted. I showed this to my wife about immigration. I couldn't agree with this more. Let me say this. If I was an ICE agent, your head would be spinning. And I'm going to tell you why. So Trump changes the rules a lot. And by the way, he's been very effective. He just has. And that's fine. And this is the way he does things to keep people off balance. He's a disruptor, they call them. It's the truth. That's his thing, and that's fine. But here's what happens. So he sends ICE agents out there. First he says, arrest the murderers, rapists, and drug dealers. Fine. They're struggling to do that because there aren't a lot of them that are immigrants. And then Trump says, chill out on the hotel workers because hotels are being shut down. Honestly, this weekend, there's a piece in the Wall Street Journal where he said, we cherish our farmers. Back off on the farmers, the illegals on the farm. When we go into a farm, we take away people that have been working there for 15, 20 years. This is verbatim. Who were good, who possibly came in incorrectly. We need to let farmers be in charge. The farmers know he's not going to hire a murderer. Okay. The truth is, the mass deportations are screwing the farmers. And when they can't pick their crop, the crop dies. And when it dies, you pay. One of the most connected guys I know, and one of my boys, I feel kind of bad now that we've branded him Mad Max because now everybody calls him Mad Max. From his friends. I swear there are judges now that call him Mad Max. They love the guy. I don't know how his wife feels about it, but it's too late. Mad Max, good morning.
Hey, Marty, what's up, brother?
Hold on, let's get that out of the way. Does your wife know how many people call you Mad Max now because of this show?
I'll ask her. I'll ask her.
She doesn't. Let's be honest. And by the way, you're an amazing resource. He's amazingly adept at tech and security issues, and he's actually one of my favorite people when we become good friends, and he's also brilliant at this stuff. But I know some of it, which is why when we shoot videos, oftentimes we put a mask on him. Your wife is sensitive to some of it because it is kind of touchy. That's fair, right?
Well, it's fair. I mean, people are crazy, and the last thing we need is for people to be causing trouble.
Yep.
So
I'm with you. I've spent a lifetime explaining myself to my wife, as you probably know. So but you sent me something this weekend that's actually profound and pragmatic and has common sense to it. It kind of ties into what we're saying about the farmers and ICE. And Max is tied into ICE as well. Max, tell me the story about the roofers because it's very, very relevant to what's happening in America right now, please.
So I got a friend that owns a roofing company. I'm not going to mention it, but he just lost 5 guys, basically a whole roofing crew. And the way he explained it to me was he partners with a guy, we'll just say, Juan LLC. He's got a private company.
Sure.
So Juan is legit. Yeah. And Juan is a legal immigrant. He's got all his paperwork. Everything's in order. But Juan then goes and sources people that maybe aren't legit. So Juan has a way for people to come across the border. Hey, come up to America. I got some work for you. So my friend who's got the roofing company is only concerned with Juan. Sure. Juan is legit. Juan's good.
Sure.
But, the people that Juan are hiring, maybe not so much. So, as a result of that, whatever reason, ICE was doing an operation in the area and snatched up 5 of his guys.
And so now he's out of business.
Well, he's not out of business. He's one of the biggest roofers in Pittsburgh.
Oh, so
he just lost.
He lost the whole crew.
Yeah,
it hurts him though.
Yeah, sure. It causes makes he's got to work around that and reschedule stuff and whatnot. But
this is the kind of the conundrum that you point out with this specific example that Trump addressed with the hotels and with the farmers. What we're starting to see is, oh no, wow, we have no fruit. Oh no, we can't get our hotel rooms cleaned. Oh no, we can't get any workers. So now we're kind of bobbing and weaving. And that's fine because good leaders adapt. I'm not picking on that. I think it's smart. However, Max, what happens is if I work for ICE, I'm like, what are we supposed to do, man? What are the rules today, bro? Honestly. Their heads must spin, sir.
And I also told you that they were operating in a local municipality on Friday,
yep.
And they grabbed 10 people. And the way that was going was the local police were driving around with license plate readers, and they found vehicles that the license plates didn't match the vehicle. Some of the license plates were from Ohio. So the cops pulled the vehicle over, removed the license plate from the car, and then they contacted ICE and said, hey, we got a car here that had bad plates on it, and, it's got some people in it that you might be interested in.
Hold on, Max. So that's kind of cool. So there are local departments that do work with ICE. Pittsburgh is the only jag-offs, right?
Pittsburgh, Wilkinsburg, I think. The mayor remember that? The mayor came out and said, we're not going to cooperate.
He's right. You're right, Max. Great memory, yes.
So they are active in the area. Yep, and not everybody's being a jag-off about it, and there are some, municipalities, I'm not going to mention them, that are cooperating, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Because it helps, everybody. So my question is, where did these stolen plates come from?
That's a great point. I don't know. So what are they doing, Max? They're stealing a plate from another car? What?
Or, maybe they just have a bunch of plates that they get from the black market, or, like, hey, come up here, here's a plate for a car. I don't know how that works, but the fact is they're driving around with vehicles without insurance and, plates from other vehicles. So
I have a friend that we use all the time. I know you've heard him. He's an immigration lawyer, probably the best in the state. He said, and I confirmed this with the cops, any court date, man, if you're an illegal, I would not go to that court date because they're snatching people in court all the time, Max. ICE is.
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything about that.
Well, I'm just telling you it's happening. I have friends that do it. It's kind of part of the game. And so what it is a delicate dance. And you said this before, and it was confirmed by the feds and the Wall Street Journal report, the highest activity ICE has seen in decades. In decades, sir.
That's true. The other thing, that Tapache restaurant, I'm told by inside sources that there was a grand jury indictment against the owners of that business, that not only were they hiring illegals, but they were paying less than minimum wage, and they had underage workers working as adults.
We'll have to check. Are they still closed?
I do not know that.
We'll check. Max, you're the best. You're Mad Max as far as I'm concerned. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
That's a great name. My man, thank you, brother.
You got it, Marty. Bye.
The busiest they've been in decades. And by the way, assaults against ICE agents are up 500%. Stands to reason. They're now, as I've said from the song, when all the cops are criminals and all the sinners saints, we're in trouble.
Listen to